Greetings, beloved star child rising. You are in Christina's Corner, and I am Christina. Welcome back to another edition of Meditation Musings. So, this one, while I was in session with the Lyran Royal Council, and I came to the part where I asked if there was a message to share, I was immediately shown what I could only describe, it looks like energy that was moving from like the upper left hand um side of my vision of what I could see, and it was coming from up there, and it was moving down directly to my right hand, and it kept going mm, whoosh whoosh, and I knew right away that the message for today had to do with navigating through discomfort that will lead to your growth. How do I know? I don't know. I just know. I just know. And so I am like pretty quickly came up with the three things that had to do with, going through discomfort that leads to growth. So the first thing that came through was I am very much a left hand person. I don't do anything. The only thing that I can think of that I do with my right hand is if I'm playing cards, I will deal with my right hand. But other than that, I don't do anything with my left hand. So I really depend on the left side. And throughout, studying metaphysics over the years and reading about and learning about and taking classes and workshops and just going through a lot of the experiences that I've gone through, I've felt periodically the need to try to do things with my right hand, like try to write with my right hand. I sometimes try to color with my right hand, um, just to kind of in my mind, I feel like if I try to, just like you try to balance the energy of your chakras, if I try to balance the energy to not be so focused on my left side and more on my right side, so I try to do things, and it hasn't been done for a while, but when the energy was coming down to my right hand, it came right up for me. And so the way I perceive it is if I make that attempt or I initiate to try to, balance the energy or visualize moving the energy, to my right and to my left and back and forth, that it'll help, with energy alignment. And so that was the first thing that came to me. The second thing was over, I would say, for the past maybe 5 or 6 years now, I have become increasingly more rattled when I'm driving. I just don't enjoy driving anymore. I don't like being in traffic. I just don't have the patience that I used to have for it, and it unnerves me. And so I've noticed probably for the past year now, I've noticed that as I'm driving, first of all, if you're in the car with me, it's not a really pleasant experience, if I want to be honest. Because I'm always like, is somebody over there? Can I turn? Can I, I can't really see what's going on, or just it's not a relaxing time as I remember it to be years ago. Um, and so I noticed that probably about a year ago, I started noticing that sometimes when I look down as I'm driving, I drive with my left hand, of course. When I look down and I look at my right hand, I notice that it's kind of like clenched up. And so even though when I get into the car, I try to, put myself in the state of being that all is well and, um, and try to calm myself and make it feel like a pleasant experience, I'll look down at my hand and I'll notice that it's like kind of clenched up, and that's very subconscious. And so I have been, when I notice that, opening up my hand, while I'm saying all is well, to kind of like soothe the energy so I'm not like, you know, tensed up, right? So kind of trying to work through the discomfort and the experience that I'm getting, when I'm driving, to make it better. And so I think there's something about being cognizant of what you're doing when you see it, and then you take steps towards trying to trying to work with that energy. I think there is something in that initiative that helps lead you towards growth. Okay. So that was the second thing. The third thing that came to me was I have been a teacher. I've taught for many years, maybe 15, close to 20 years, I've taught math. And one of the very, very first things that I learned that led to my growth as a teacher and led to a stronger connection and bond with my students was to ask for feedback. And so when I first started teaching, that was one of the first lessons I learned, that when I took the initiative to do that, and it came from a place in my heart, it 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 made me be more vulnerable, and students pick up on that, and they respected that, and it helped to build trust with them, that that not only was I actively listening to them and asking them for feedback, I would read, and I'd ask them to write me letters. I'd ask them to, send me emails. And I've had conversations as a class. I've had conversations one on one, and made adjustments accordingly. And then as I went on over the years, it just became easier and easier. And that initiative, though it was very, very uncomfortable and felt awkward for me to do, it led to my ability to really reach and connect with students in a very powerful way. And so those are the three areas that were highlighted when I was meeting with the Lyran Royal Council. And the theme was to navigate the discomfort that leads to your growth. By the time you see this video, I'll think of an appropriate title for the video. But that was definitely the message to be shared. And those were the three experiences that came to mind. So there you go. And so it is. Love and light to you.